All right, let's try this again. This is my third time trying to record this video. My daughter just called me from school, so mommy terms video. But back to the topic of the day is transparency. I chose this topic today because anybody knows me knows I'm very transparent. I'm open about my story, about my testimony, about my life, about how I interact with people. Hmm. Sometimes people say I'm too honest, but during my journey to healing, growing, maturing, becoming the mom that I wanted to become, um, stepping out in ministry, just being able to reach back and touch people, reach back and share my story. It was very important for me to be transparent. I definitely don't do it to hurt nobody's feelings, but my truth is my truth. My testimony is my testimony. What happened to me. And I refuse to live under a cloud of suspicion, a cloud of accusation, a cloud of condemnation because if God forgave me, who are you to hold it against me? I can't always say that I was as strong as I am today. I can't always say that I was as tactful as I am today about my transparency. But what I did learn over the course of my healing process was in order to heal, I had to own my truth. And my truth is I am a victim of abuse. I am a ward of the state. I grew up in this system. I suffer every form of abuse there is. And I continued that into adulthood. So I went from child abuse to abusive relationships. Not only that, but I have a parent that was an addict, another parent that had their issues. I have alcoholism on both sides of my family. So I never knew, I didn't want to hide under the, oh, we don't talk about that. Or, oh, that would happen so long ago. But that all played a part in who I am today. The mother that I became to my kids, the big sister, the mentor, the woman of God that I am today, all came from my truth. So there's never going to be a point in my life or my children's lives when somebody can walk up to them and say, da 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 this or da 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 that because I'm open. I'm open with my children. I'm open about my history. I'm open about my testimony. I used to say things like, don't ask a question you don't want an answer to. Oh, I'm sorry if the truth hurts, but, or you know I'm blunt, you know I speak the truth. But nowadays, I come across in a more loving and caring manner because I'm able to walk in my truth. Don't mean those that was a part of that story or testimony can walk in their truth. And it allowed me to release people from my own expectations of them. Just because I'm transparent, that person may not be comfortable enough being transparent. They may not have done the work to heal or grow or release people from their shortcomings. But if I continue to hold that against the next person, it's going to be held against me. I can't love the way that I love without being transparent because for me to love you or the next person, I have to remember my own faults. And what I did in that situation. Just because you're not good for me, don't mean you're not good for somebody else. And I must have saw something in you to be in your presence. Friendship, relationship, cousin, friend, lover, whatever that situation may be. But you have to own it. You have to walk in it. And ultimately, it makes it so much easier to be honest not only with yourself, but those around you. Because if you can't face it and you can't say, this happened to me and this is how I feel about this, then you can't move on. You can't progress. You can't grow. You can't move through life. You continuously get stuck in this cycle and you continuously make the same decisions, even though you may go into it saying, I ain't gonna do that one again. But because you haven't dealt with the core issue, you end up making that same mistake over and over and over again. Different color, different shell, same mistake. And that's why being transparent is so important to me. Yes, I talk about anything, nothing's off the table. I still tell the people the same exact thing. Don't ask a question you don't want to know the answer to. Don't ask my truth because I'm going to give you my truth, whether you can accept it or not. But what I do is tell people this is my story. This is what happened to me. This is why I react the way I react. This was my experience. That's why my story is not your story. Your story is not my story. But ultimately, what we want to do is walk in our own truth. And with that being said, I want you all to know that God loves you, I love you, and to keep pressing. Because the sooner we hold on to our truth, the better all of us will be. We can love each other unconditionally with the agape love that God loves us with. Until next week, have a blessed, prosperous, wonderful week. I love you guys. Talk to you soon.